everybody. Welcome back to Diving in Deep. Today we have Taylor Austin Dye, who is a new up-and-coming country artist. We have so much in common. We had a wonderful conversation. So please tune in and watch that episode and subscribe and like it, share it, give me a good review, and thank you. I love you. Taylor Austin Dye.
Yes, ma'am.
I said your name right. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to learn everything about you. We have 1 hour. Right. And I was telling you before we started rolling, sometimes I purposely don't read a ton, about who is coming on, because I just want you to go and tell the fans all about you and how you've gotten to be where you are and what your dreams and goals are. But I want to start by the fact that we have a mutual friend.
We do.
Lori Warricks, who is from love you, Lori, is from 45 minutes from where you're from in Kentucky. Mm-hmm. Her husband was in a band called Halfway to Hazard. Mm-hmm. And you used to do shows with him?
Yeah, so starting when I was 12 or 13 years old, I always looked up to Chad and David because they were just in Eastern Kentucky, they were rock stars.
Yes.
And everybody we all still do love them. But I got asked for the first time to come and open for them at this little Pikeville gymnasium, I guess, and I was tickled to death. And then from there, I'd open up for them anytime they came, but and then ended up marrying Chad's best friend and tour manager, and he
what's
also
his
played
name?
Ben.
Okay.
And me and Chad and Lori and Ben just hang out all the time now. So.
I love that.
It's crazy how the story kind of
so
unfolded.
Easy to hang out with.
And our people.
Before you opened for them, had you already been singing? When did you start? And how did you know?
Yes.
How did it start?
It goes all the way back truly to the beginnings. Mm-hmm. I started playing at this place. I'm sure you've played at Renfro Valley in Eastern Kentucky. It's in Mount Vernon. And it's there's two barns. And anyway, so I was on a little show called the Barn Dance that they had every weekend. Mm-hmm. And I was on the young country portion of it. And I would go in and I would play the fiddle and sing and clog. And I started doing that when I was 5 years old.
Hold up.
Yeah.
You clog.
I
might need to see a bit of that, and because I can sort of clog.
Oh, maybe we need to do a duet.
We were going to at the end.
Is there any alcohol in the building?
At the end of the hour. I probably have drugs in my purse, like anti-anxiety.
I've already got that in me. Okay, I'm good.
Okay. You should be good to clog on anti-anxiety medications, as I am. And I've got these heels on, so that'll be hilarious. You're going to teach me how to clog.
Sure, yes.
And so I'm just going to watch one of your moves, and then I'm going to try to repeat it in these stilettos. Okay?
This is my favorite move. Okay. It's called Ring the Chicken.
Okay. Naturally. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Double step, double over, double back, circle.
The circle.
It's hard to keep balance while you're circling slow.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Double step, double over, double back, circle, and up. Oh, chug. Sorry, I didn't tell you about the chug.
Okay, wait.
Chug.
The shoes are coming off.
There you go. So your toes look good. You're fine.
Yeah, my toes are fine.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Double step, double over, double back, circle, and chug.
Oh, got it! But, okay, do you have siblings?
I do not.
You're an only child?
Only child, yeah.
Parents still married?
My dad passed almost 2 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay. Me and my mom are super, super close. So I see her all the time.
Yes.
And she always comes down. She's still in Eastern Kentucky, but she's down here half the time anyway with us hanging out. So she comes to a lot of my shows.
How far is that drive from your home to Nashville?
It's about 4 hours.
Okay.
Right at 4 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. So how did the clogging start, and then the fiddle playing, and also the singing? Is your mom or dad musically talented?
That's what's funny about it is neither one of them are talented and Carrie Tanner Bucket. My mom, she started taking fiddle lessons with me and she stopped after the second lesson because I'd passed her up. But it was funny because when I was in kindergarten, I had extreme anxiety. Like I would cry every day from like breakfast to lunch, and then cry again when it was time to go. Like I was just
in school.
Yes. My teacher was my best friend's mom, and she was also great friends with my mom. And she was just like, I don't know what to do for her. She's just miserable. Like I was such a mama's girl. I wanted to be like at home. And so there was one day when there was a man walking around from classroom to classroom, and he was playing guitar and doing a little workshop with us. And he came around and sang Puff the Magic Dragon and brought all these instruments around. And I was just like fascinated. And I told my mom when I went home from school, I was actually like saying good things about school. And she was like, what's going on? And I told her about this man that came with a guitar. So she goes down to the school and is like asking if I can maybe take lessons or something from him. And so he would pull me out for like 20 or 30 minutes a day and teach me how to play the fiddle when I was in kindergarten. Oh, and that kind of gave me a reason to want to go to school.
Yeah.
And from there, I picked up the mandolin and the guitar and the piano and just kind of took it from there.
Amazing. But did you know you were a singer? I mean, you knew like, I'm good at singing.
I knew I liked it.
Yeah.
You know, my mom always says when I was like a baby, I would listen to Hank Jr. and just kick my feet like crazy.
Right.
And try to babble before I could even talk. So I've always loved it. I didn't always think I was good or anything, but I just knew I liked it, and it was something that I really enjoyed doing.
Right.
So
yeah. I think you're great.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. And Lori thinks you're great. So then cut to so did you start like, okay, I'm a musician. I'm going to start from kindergarten till 12 years old. Were you playing out? Did your mom get a band around you?
I was, yeah. So originally, like I said, I was on the Renfrew Valley Barn Dance, and I did that for years, like probably 3 years, I guess. I've been, anyway, I started playing festivals around Eastern Kentucky, just anywhere that would let me on stage, you know, for 10 minutes or to sing 2 songs or, you know, and then eventually when I got into middle school, I played in a bluegrass band. I was the mandolin player and one of the singers for a band called Boone Lee Connection.
Okay.
We got to open up for Ralph Stanley one day, which was like
amazing.
The highlight of my bluegrass career.
Absolutely. I started in bluegrass too.
Yes, ma'am.
As a child. And I think it's the best way to teach you how to sing.
Oh, I mean, you got to be on top of your game, especially when you're also, you know, there's a lot of really intricate, I know bluegrass is like, oh, it's hick, it's country, whatever. There's a lot of
it's the hardest.
Intricate pieces to play.
That's bullshit. It is the hardest music to play.
You got to keep up, you know?
You got to keep up. And imagine being the upright bass player. I mean, it is up to you.
Wear you out.
There's no drummer.
Yeah.
And also, I played mandolin too. We have so much in common.
And did you know we were both born in Booneville?
What?
Or we're both from Booneville. I don't know if you're born in Booneville.
I was born in Booneville.
Okay, I'm from Booneville, Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
I was born in Booneville,
Missouri.
There you go.
And then we lived just across the bridge in a little town called New Franklin, which has always been 1,200 people.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dang. All right.
And then we were farmers, and we lived way out in the country from that small town.
This is crazy. I grew up on a tobacco farm.
So did I.
Shut up.
I grew up on a tobacco farm. I worked my ass off.
Oh, it's the worst.
Tobacco.
It's the worst.
So my parents were married and had 5 children. The 5 Evanses. Okay. And then my parents divorced, sadly. My mom remarried, and they had 2 little girls that also grew up in the house with us. So they were our sisters. So
it's a big old fam.
Huge family. And before that, we were like corn, wheat, soybeans, horses, cattle, hay, all that, farmers. My stepfather was a big tobacco farmer in that area. There's not a lot of areas in Missouri that grow tobacco or that have tobacco poundage on their property because, you know, it's government subsidized, or at least it was then. So we started raising tobacco, and I was about 13, and I couldn't believe it because we also kept cattle, hogs, horses,
on top of the tobacco.
On top of the tobacco, and hauled hay, you know, for people to make money. And but tobacco, like most people only raise 10 or so acres of tobacco because it's such an intense crop. You handle every plant. And it's
from start
round.
to finish.
From start to finish.
Yep.
You plant the seeds grow to this big, you plant them, and then you transplant them into the field I mean, you pull them, transplant them into the field. Like, it is such hard
work. Did y'all use a setter, or did you just do it?
Oh, yeah. I grew up on a setter.
Yeah. Incredible.
But it is an amazing life.
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, I loved it. I didn't love the smell or how your hands felt after,
The only thing I couldn't do is strip tobacco because I would go crazy, coughing, sneezing.
Oh, allergies and stuff. Yeah.
Yes. But, but I fell from the top of a tobacco barn.
Were you hanging?
I was hanging, and I was on the top row, reaching down, grabbing the tobacco on the sticks.
Yeah.
They're really heavy.
Yeah.
And the board I was on wasn't nailed down, so it moved, and I fell all the way down from the top, landed on my nose. My nose was bleeding. My stepfather said, "Get up. You're fine. Get back up there." And my stepfather also used to he would saddle my horse before school if any cattle were out, because I was the one who loved the farm work the most. That was so me. If I had not become a singer, I would have been a mother and a farmer.
I love that.
I am a mother. But so I think that he just felt I would be less resisting it. So he would saddle my horse. We would go out, get the cattle back in, and then I would go to school.
What a morning.
What a morning. I loved it. And my mom was a really hard worker. So, but it is the hardest crop to raise. It's nonstop work and very, very physically taxing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got to really be like, and you aren't supposed to complain, you got to be tough. No complaining either.
Cannot complain. But setting was the most fun because
you got to ride and everything.
I have four sisters. And so we would ride the setter, and it was a 4-seater, and my stepfather would drive the tractor, and my mom would kind of walk along or sit with us, and we would sing and laugh and be crazy.
No, I mean, I had some of the best time. Well, I mean, it would depend. Just my mom has 6 brothers and sisters. Oh. And so my cousins, my grandpa, my nana, I mean, just whoever was there.
Whoever was available to help. Yeah.
Yep. My aunts.
Like, I'll never forget one night when I had already moved to Nashville. My mother told the story of my 2 youngest sisters, because I was 14 and 18 when they were born. So I'm a lot older than them. She had them in the tub, and they realized that there were like 4 boxes yet that need to be set. She pulled the girls out of the tub, got their clothes on, put them back out on the setter so they could set those. Because that's what you have. You can't waste any.
That's a good story, though. Got them right out of the bathtub.
You can't waste any. Yeah. Did you go to the sale barn to sell it?
No, I never did that. That was my uncles and my grandpa that did that. So I was staying back at the house and played in the creek and, whatever else I could get into up in the holler.
So you're going to succeed very well in music because you grew up on a farm and you learned the work ethic.
I'd like to think that plays a big part in it for sure. Yeah, 100%.
I believe so. Yeah. So you were doing and singing any chance you could. Did you sing like the national anthem at rodeos or just?
Well, I come from like very poor, like it was the poorest county in the nation for a long time. And we didn't really have a lot of we didn't have any rodeos or anything like that. Like I would sing at the basketball games and, maybe the county fair or something. But no, we didn't really have like rodeos or anything. Okay. Like where I'm from. It's really, it's 100 people, there's 150 people now. When I was growing up, it was like 111 or something like that.
Wow.
So
yeah.
Real small.
So how many kids in your graduating class?
I think 40.
I had 35.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So,
and it's even smaller now. Like our town has shrunk.
Really?
Yeah. It's sad because a lot of these small towns, especially in the Midwest, are they're not what they used to be.
Well, and there's nothing, especially in my hometown, there's not a lot for you to do if you're a young person. I mean, you can go sit in the courthouse parking lot or the dollar store parking lot.
Right.
And that's about it. I mean, we don't even have a chain restaurant.
We don't even.
Anywhere.
Do y'all have Casey's gas stations?
No.
Okay. We have one of those and they have the best pizza, but
I know I've had Casey's pizza. It is good.
It's amazing.
From where we've been on tour, we've stopped at a lot of Casey's.
Isn't it incredible?
I think it's my favorite pizza on the road for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime we see one, we're like, stop there.
Absolutely. Yeah. I always get them when I go home to visit. But so as you grew older, as a teenager, did you just decide this is my life? This is what I'm doing?
I think I decided it way before then. After I got my first taste of being on stage, like when I was at Renfro all those years, I knew that I wanted to be in the industry in some way, and I was like, yeah, of course I want to be a rock star, obviously. But and when I was in, like I said, middle school, I was in the bluegrass band, and then in high school I had my own band, and we would go around to all the festivals, and then at that age they would let me play in bars. I know this is probably not supposed to say it.
I started in bars when I was 6.
They would literally put X's on the back of my hands and say, don't drink.
Right.
It's like, okay. And so I was in, and in Kentucky, I don't know if they still do, but we used to have BYOB bars, where literally you bring your own alcohol to the bar. Mm-hmm. And I played in a lot of those, and those get pretty rowdy. So I kind of cut my teeth doing that, kind of rowdy thing. And I always loved it. I was just always wanting to play more. I wanted to be on stage and play live any chance I could get.
Right. Did you ever date one of the guys in your band?
No.
I did.
Oh, how'd that work out?
Not good. I dated.
You got to steer clear a guitarist.
Yeah.
I did marry a drummer though, so I really shouldn't speak on that.
Well,
he wasn't my drummer at the time.
Oh, hold on. The guy I dated was the drummer.
Oh.
What else do we have in common? This is weird. Are we like mirror images? This is crazy.
That is getting
the musician I dated was our drummer.
Oh.
Now, you don't have to steer clear of all guitar players because my son is a guitar player.
Except him. Don't steer clear of him.
But steer clear of the ones in your own band, I would say.
It's never good news. It's never good news to do that.
Yeah, because it affects the rest of the band, and it's just not good. Yeah. Okay, so did you graduate high school or did you quit early?
I did. I graduated high school, and actually I went to college for vocal performance and business because I was a first generation college student, and I got this great scholarship to go to like a private liberal arts school in Kentucky. So I graduated there in 3 years, and
I did too. I got a scholarship to go to a private liberal arts school.
Is this weird or is this weird?
But I only went for 11 days.
Oh, I mean,
my brother,
good enough.
My bass player brother, Matt, he was in Hollywood going to Musicians Institute of Technology.
Oh.
Studying jazz bass because he wanted to broaden, he and I had been on stage together, my older brother, Jay. And then eventually my little sisters, playing country music and also every kind of music because you needed to take requests.
Oh, yeah.
But he wanted to go there and study jazz. So I was like, well, I'll go on this scholarship. I was miserable because I was getting my degree in music and they want you to take away your twang.
Oh, me and my teacher had a hard time our first year. My vocal coach or whatever you want to call it, my professor.
Right. Yes.
We had a hard time. She was like, she tried to beat it out of me. And I was like, I'm trying my best. It's really hard, to lose it that quick. You've grown up your whole life speaking one way and then get to college and they're like, oh, you have to, talk like you're from the city. And I'm like, I will try. And I gave it my best. But I remember one time she said my posture was so bad. She walked around from the piano and grabbed me by my bun and pulled me up. She was old school, but we ended up being super close.
Well, I didn't want to lose my twang.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to spend 4 years here and lose my twang. That's, I sing a certain way. I was miserable. I went to speak with the dean and he said, this isn't for you. You don't need college. You need to move to Nashville. And
your dean said that?
Yes.
Wow.
And I will
good on him.
Forever be grateful. But I ended up owing $450 for the 11 days I was there. And at that time, that was a ton of money. I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. My family was disappointed because they were proud that I got a full ride scholarship in music, but it just wasn't for me. So my brother and I each saved up $1,000 after he graduated from MIT. Shortly after, it was only a 1-year program. And we moved here. Together.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So did you live together and just do everything together?
We rented a cockroach apartment on Briley Parkway. It was horrific. And we realized that we will be best friends if we don't live together.
Right.
So, like, for instance, he never rode my bus. He was always on the band bus. I was on the bus with my daughters, my kids, because they were really little, and his wife, who did my hair and makeup, and a nanny. So we had a girl bus, you know.
It's probably for the best.
Kids. Yeah. Yeah. And so it was devastating when they left, but, you know, I got over it. I'm fine now. But yeah, we moved here together and we just started saying, okay, if we can meet one person a week to, you know, that's in the industry.
And you knew anyone here. You didn't know anyone here.
No.
When you moved. That was me. I didn't know anybody either. So it was like kind of scary to dip your toe in, you know, to this big pond. And there's a lot of different people and a lot of good people. And there are some not so good people. So that's always kind of.
It's not the same as it was. Like when I moved here in 92, it was standard, you know, like you get a record deal. I started singing demos. So I became the new demo singer around town. Got a record deal. The record label made me famous. Now they want you to be famous first.
You already have to, yeah.
So
which is so crazy.
For y'all. I really, really do.
It is definitely something else. I mean, I think I would have loved it in the 90s when it was like that. And just, you know, and there's so many superstars that came out of that time. Like, and now it's just, you know, who's got the most followers, you know, who can make us the most money.
And the fear is you can end up being a one-hit wonder or two-hit wonder. Like, because the label builds you and establishes you as a staple of the genre.
Right.
And it's hard to do that these days.
Yeah, because the next best thing is right behind you. I mean, it's always just changing.
Right.
It's been interesting. It's been crazy to learn and try to keep up with. Because even since I've been here 7 years now, and even since I've moved here, it's changed so much. You know, with TikTok and everything else that's happening, and all the social media is really ramped up. It's been crazy trying to keep up with it. But
yes,
I've liked learning it and kind of making all the content and stuff
about it. Yeah. And so, are you on a label?
I'm not.
You're not on a label. Yeah.
Nope. I'm independent as of right now.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the formula in the music industry has to change.
Yeah, something's got to give.
Something's got to give.
For sure.
I also feel that there needs to be more representation from the musicians union.
Oh, yeah.
For the musicians.
Yeah.
And the artist. And that's something that I'm going to maybe go on a tangent about and try to do something about. Advocate for it. Yeah.
For sure.
Anyway, so who did you move here with? Alone?
I was married before.
Okay.
I'm on my second marriage, you know, second time's a charm. But yeah, I moved here with my ex-husband and that did not work out. So he moved back home and I stayed here. And then I officially was by myself. And he weren't here with me for a long time. Maybe less than a year, I would say. So I still was kind of in the process of making friends. I was playing full time on Broadway at that point. So I was mainly just meeting a lot of tourists, you know. And,
now, do you make good money playing on Broadway? I've heard that you do.
Yeah, you can for sure.
Yeah.
I started out playing in the window at Margaritaville. That was my first ever Broadway gig.
Okay.
And I played there. I played there for years. And then, of course, I would play a bunch of the other bars, too. And, you know, at one point, I was doing like 3 4-hour shifts a day, which was 12 hours of singing. It's insane. Like, it's just, you can't do it.
I mean, that's like Broadway in New York.
Yeah, it's
how much
it was work. A lot. But, I mean, you know, I was like, I'm living by myself. I need to pay the rent. You know, I need to make tips. But I will credit Broadway for any bit of stage presence that I have because, you know, before I moved here, I wasn't used to playing in front of that tourist crowd. I was kind of used to playing in front of people that were sitting in chairs watching you.
Right.
You know, they're here to watch you. But, you know, in Nashville, you're just begging for anybody's attention. So maybe they'll give you a tip and then maybe I can pay my rent.
Yes.
And then maybe have some extra to, you know, do some little something fun, go to Losers or something one night a week.
Or buy some clothes.
Yeah, that would be nice. So, you know, that kind of taught me to really be on my game and really learn how to interact with the crowd, because if you don't, well, you know, you get your base pay and you get out. So I really I really loved Broadway. I know a lot of people say bad things about it, but it helped me a lot.
Did you accompany yourself on guitar or mandolin?
Guitar.
Okay.
Yeah. So sometimes I would do duo. Well, I mean, I played guitar for a really long time since I was about 10, I think.
Okay.
So
you can totally accompany yourself.
Yeah.
No stress.
No.
Nothing.
No, to me, playing guitar is way easier than singing. But
Okay.
it's second nature.
Do you ever cover any of my songs?
Of course.
Really?
You know how many times on Broadway someone has yelled, "Suds in the bucket"?
Oh my God.
All the time. I mean, it would probably happen once a day.
Really?
Yes. You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, I did not.
Well, that's your Broadway hit.
That's great. That's really great. So do you sing it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the key of G.
It's a fun song to sing. Is that the key I do it in?
I'm not sure that's the key I do it in.
Well, I have a really high
range.
voice.
You got
voice?
good range. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm very alto.
Okay.
Very much alto. So, yeah.
Huh?
We should be singers.
I know. Seriously. She was in the backyard, say it was a little past 9 when a prince pulled up a white pickup truck. Her folks should have seen it coming. It was only just a matter of time. Plenty old enough, and you can't stop love. That was great.
Okay.
You sing the lead. I'll sing harmony.
She stuck a note on the screen door. Sorry, but I got to go. Her
That was all she wrote.
Shut up, messing up the. Let's just sing the chorus.
Okay. I'm going to have to go high. Here we go.
I can go down.
Go down.
Now her daddy's in the kitchen, staring out the window, scratching and racking his brain. How can 18 years just up and walk away?
Am I on the right harmony? I'm singing like a inverted minor harmony.
Yeah, we can figure it out.
Okay.
Let's see. Where was I starting?
How could 18
Years just up and walk away. Our little ponytail girl growed up to be a woman. Now she's gone in the blink of an eye. She left the suds in the bucket and the clothes hanging out on the line.
I was singing like a minor harmony.
What, you want to try the verse?
Yeah.
She was in the backyard, say it was a little past 9. When a prince pulled up a white pickup truck. Her folks should have seen it coming. It was only just a matter of time. Plenty old enough, and you can't stop love. Stuck a note.
Yeah. She stuck a note on the screen door. Sorry, but I got to go.
And that was all she wrote. Her mama's heart was broke. And
that was all she wrote.
So the story goes. Now her daddy's in the kitchen, staring out the window, scratching and racking his brain. How could 18 years just up and walk away? Our little ponytail girl growed up to be a woman. Now she's gone in the blink of an eye. She left the suds in the bucket and the clothes hanging out on the line. Yeah.
I'm always so hoarse when I'm doing the
You're
podcast.
so good. That was awesome.
That was great. Yeah, I need like a gallon of water.
Yeah, I've sang that so many times.
That is awesome. I love that. Yeah, every time I sit down to do the podcast, my voice just goes.
You've been talking for an hour with Clint already.
So much, yeah.
And you don't realize how much you use your voice when you're just using your speaking voice.
Absolutely, yeah. And I haven't been on stage since December 22nd.
Oh.
That's a long time now.
I think that was my last show.
Yeah. So did you do a Christmas tour?
Well, we did. It was called Tad's Naughty List Party.
Oh, I love it.
And we did a toy drive for the kids back home. And we called it a Christmas show, but it was just a fun show. And everybody wore ugly sweaters and just partied. So it was really fun, though. It was at Renfro Valley, actually.
Okay.
Full circle.
Full circle.
Yep.
So what is your life now? So you're remarried, happily married.
I am.
To Chad's best friend.
To Ben, yes.
That's amazing. And where are you in the career, in the process of things?
Well, I mean, this whole last year we were on tour and it was just great. I mean, We did so many shows, full band. Yep. We're in a van and trailer that we lovingly call Lieutenant Van.
Right. Love it.
And where it's us, my guitar player, me, Ben, my guitar player, and a bass player, and then our merch and photographer girl. And so we are very close. We're all very tight. But yeah, we've been all over. We spent the first of the year opening up for Tracy Bird. We were on tour with him for 10 or 12 dates, and then me and Clint were just talking. We played a show together up in North Dakota at the Country Fest up there, and then we played a show with you last year, maybe at the Ohio. Where was that? Country Legends Fest.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, we've just been kind of here, there, and everywhere. Are you with a big
agency?
Yeah, we're in between agencies right now. We were with UTA for this past year, and we're just kind of seeing our options and seeing what we can do for this coming year. We got a lot of exciting stuff coming about that I really can't talk about yet.
Right.
But
I understand.
it's all great stuff.
Yes.
And really excited about it. So, but yeah, I released my sophomore album in November of 2024. Played my Opry debut in November 2024. I heard about
that. Congratulations. And how was that?
Oh my gosh. It's funny because when I was 10 years old, I came down to Nashville. I was with a group called Kids on Stage, and it was a bunch of kids from my school, and our music teacher, which was the man that had been teaching me since kindergarten.
Oh my gosh.
Brought us down. We took a big yellow school bus and we came down to Hillsboro and did school there, and we went to Green's Grocery and got up and sang, and then they would let us go to the Grand Ole Opry and do a backstage tour if we wanted to. So I went on the backstage tour of the Opry, and Steve Warner was the one who was showing us around. So he took us around everything. I was like up his nose the whole time, like right underneath him, just asking him a million questions. And, and we went and did the whole tour, and I was like, that's it. I'm going to play here. And everybody else was like going around the circle and like taking pictures with it and everything. And I was like, nope. At 10 years old now, I was like, I'm not doing it.
Right.
I'm not getting in the circle. I'm not taking pictures with it. I'm like, I am going to do it when I first get on stage. That's how confident I was
you're gonna
at
wait
10 years old.
Yeah.
Which is delusional, but honestly, is it really? So made that trip the first time to the Opry, and ever since then, I just always knew I wanted to do it. And then when I got the call from Jamie Johnson inviting me, I about died. I thought I was gonna have a heart attack.
I bet.
I mean, it was something. It was just. It's always on my. It was every year on my bucket list, on my vision board. Just like something I wanted so much, and then to finally be able to get up on the stage and be in the circle, it was just like so surreal. But I think I had a panic attack, but it felt like a heart attack. Right before I was about to go on stage, I was like, I can't breathe. But when I got out there, I was fine.
Did you do one song or two?
I did two.
Okay.
They let me do two originals.
That is great.
Yeah.
Did your whole family come down?
Oh man.
Everybody.
I think half the state of Kentucky was there, and it was sold out that night. And the announcer told me after I came off, he said that he had never heard anybody make their debut and have the crowd cheer that loud. So it was really cool. Yeah.
I'm so incredibly happy for you.
And Ashley McBride was there that night, and she was just so kind to me. And she came out and said some really nice things. And I'm just, huge fan of her. And her being on the show that night just made it even more special.
Yes. So. Yeah. She's awesome.
Oh my gosh. And then we had the craziest after party. I invited all my fans and friends and family to come to Nashville Palace. Okay. And I didn't think that many people would be there. Totally wrong. We completely packed out that whole room, and it was just all my fans got up and sang my karaoke songs, and it was an incredive night. I would relive it every day.
That's amazing. And that was just in October.
November.
Yes. So not long.
Very recent. Yeah.
That is amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
That is great.
It was a big deal for me. So thank you for saying that.
Yes. And did you use the Opry band or your band?
So they let me bring two band members.
Okay.
And so obviously I brought Ben. And the funny story is that Jason, my guitar player, we've been best friends since I was 5 years old from playing music together. And he was actually on that tour when I was 10. He was 16. He was on that same tour with me that Steve Warner gave us. Yeah. And I asked him to play the Opry with me when I did my debut. Precious. So it was like a really, it was, I mean, we were all crying. It was just one of those moments that just didn't even feel real.
Unbelievable. Yeah. That's incredible.
It's very sweet.
Now, how many, do you write?
Oh, yeah.
everything. Do you co-write or just write them alone?
Both.
Okay.
You know, when I first moved to town, I tried some co-writing, and I kind of didn't have some great co-writes, and it kind of turned me against it for a while. So I wrote a lot of stuff by myself.
Yeah.
But now
nothing worse than a bad co-write.
Oh, man. And I didn't know any better when I first moved to town. So I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this. So I just kind of stuck to myself
How was it
for a
bad?
while.
Just like ideas weren't flowing, or it was just...
Man, I just got with... it happened several writes in a row, but this one that was really the last straw, I wrote with this guy, and he was like, I really want to write a song about basic white girls, and I think you should sing it. And I was like...
What?
He was like, yeah, like, I think we should talk about like Starbucks and like Ugg boots and like leggings. And I was like, I don't want to do that. He's like, yeah, let's write it. It's going to be good. I promise.
That would turn political.
And I was like, why do I don't even want to be on this right. Like, I don't want to do that. And it's just like, why would you? He's like, but you're not. So you're making fun of him. And I'm like, I don't want to make fun of anybody.
Hell no.
So that was kind of my last straw of the co-write when I first moved to town.
No, did he relent and you all tried to write another one?
No. He was very adamant about going with it.
That's bizarre.
I tried to block that out. I don't even know how it went, but I tried to block it out of my memory.
When I first came to town, I wrote with a guy named Costas, who was a huge writer at the time. He was getting all these Patti Loveless cuts and, just the it writer at the time. And I was so nervous to go write with him. A two-way write is hard when you're first starting out.
Oh, yeah. That third person's always a buffer.
Totally. And you can agree with one or the other, so you never sound...
You're never like headbutting. You're like, oh, maybe I think we should...
Yeah.
I like this idea better.
Or you can lie and you can be like, I'm not sure who said it, but I like that one line.
Yeah, and really it was me.
Yeah, it was me. But so I went to write with him, and I left the house and forgot my notebook and my pen. So I show up and I told him, I said, I'm so sorry, I forgot my notebook and pen. Do you have it? And he basically chewed my ass, calling me unprofessional. How could you show up to a write without a notebook and a pen? And it just really, really crushed me.
So mean.
So mean. I'm like, because I'm nervous.
Yeah.
And it happens. And I didn't want to be late and turn around and get it. So he loaned me just like a piece of paper and a pencil.
You gotta be kidding me.
And it was terrible. I basically left and said I will never write with him again. You just, you need to always, especially when you've made it as a writer or an artist, you need to remember what it's like in the beginning.
I mean, have a little bit of like empathy for, you know, it's just starting out. I mean,
patience,
I couldn't tell you how many, if I didn't have my phone, you know how many times I would forget a notebook and a paper? Like, it's just not something that,
Yes. And I still write with a notebook and paper. So when I'm going to make an album, I get a fresh notebook and I put the date, the co-writers, and I write it on the notebook. I love to see all the side scratches. And while they're doing something, I'm thinking of lyrics because I'm mostly a lyricist. And then when the album's done,
it's fun to look back on that, I'm sure.
You have the notebook and you can save it or you can auction it off or you can show people pages from it, But anyway, you need to remember how it is in the beginning and not be an asshole.
Yeah. Because it is intimidating. Even like, there are people that I write with and I'm like, oh my gosh, they've got a number one. Like what do I have to offer? And
right.
It's still intimidating. I've been writing down here for 7 years and it's like, it's still, you still kind of get that feeling of nervousness going in.
I went in to write with Jeff Trott, who is Sheryl Crow's co-writer and producer for most of her stuff, and especially the big stuff. And thank God I didn't know those till after the write. It was our first write, co-write.
You didn't look him up. You didn't investigate him beforehand.
No, because I don't. I told you I don't like to know things. I don't like preconceived. I just want to meet you and talk to you, or write with you. And luckily, we had a third, so I wasn't too nervous. And she was very sweet. We ended up writing a great song called 21 Days. And as I was leaving, I saw If It Makes You Happy and all these, platinum, multi-platinum, da-da-da. And I go, did you produce that? And he goes, yeah, and I wrote it too. And I was like, oh. And he goes, yeah, I wrote that song by myself.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He told me the whole story.
Insane.
He had an earthquake in his apartment and his girlfriend had just broken up with him. So he wrote If It Makes You Happy. And then Cheryl tweaked it a little bit when she got it. But.
And not to mention Sheryl Crow's production is some of my favorite, like,
incredible.
ever.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I knew I was going in to write with a famous person. But when I learned that, I was like, okay, I may want you to produce my record. And he ended up producing my last record.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I don't like to know. I don't want to be intimidated.
Yeah. Sometimes you can know too much. That's true.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So what's next for you? And what does your personal life look like? Are you a TV watcher?
I'm really not.
How can you not be?
I'm more of like a scroller while Ben watches TV.
Okay.
I watch some things, but like right now I'm watching The Office again for the millionth time. So it's just background noise, like something that's funny and I know that I like, you know. But yeah, I mean, at home it's great. We're just actually writing right now for a new project, which is.
And the two of you write together well?
No, we do not write together at all. That's why he's the drummer, and
right.
He doesn't. I mean, maybe he could. He's really quick-witted, so maybe we should try. But we've never done it.
It might be best that you haven't.
Yeah, I think we probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
Because I always think I'm right, and he always thinks he's right. So I just think we'd probably butt heads too much. But
if I were watching TV with you, I would be annoyed with you
because I don't watch.
I'm such a stickler about that. Like, if we're gonna sit down and watch Yellowstone or whatever it may be, like, you have to watch it too.
I just cannot.
And if I know that you're on your phone and not watching, I will pause it and be like, you're not watching.
I guess we are watching Landman right now.
Isn't it good?
It's really good.
It's really good.
I do like that.
Okay. The mom and the daughter annoy me a little bit.
Super annoying.
I feel like they're very, very unrealistic.
Yeah. The characters are written in a strange way, I feel like.
Taylor Sheridan, two things he loves. He loves to make us uncomfortable with father-daughter things.
Yeah, the first episode was definitely like, what?
Right.
Yeah.
Same with Beth Dutton and John Dutton.
Yes.
Very uncomfortable in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then he always has fight scenes in all of his shows between men and women. Do you ever notice that?
Huh.
Always.
No, I mean, now that you pointed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen Lioness?
Yes.
It's
well,
amazing.
He's watching it. I am kind of doing the thing you hate where I'm kind of like watching for a minute and like.
It's worth it.
So I should put my phone down for it.
Yeah. For any and all television or movies that you watch. Yeah. Because it's impossible to do two things at once. You can't.
My brain is just like
hear it
everywhere.
Are you scrolling Instagram or just everything? TikTok?
Oh no, I'll like be texting and then snapping my mom, and then like I'll go on TikTok for a while. I'll be buying shit off Depop and right. You know.
What's Depop?
Vintage.
Do I need to go there?
Well, not necessarily vintage, but I buy mostly all my show clothes and like regular clothes. I buy vintage or used secondhand. I really love concert tees, obviously. Yes. And like, so I buy a lot of stuff off there that are like, you know, graphic tees from the 90s or the early 2000s. And
it's the letter D.
It's DEPOP.
Okay. Is it expensive?
There are expensive things on there. Like I know if I want a $19.99 Dale Earnhardt shirt, like, yeah, it's going to be like $150. But
okay.
You know, this shirt was like $20 and I cut it up. So
I love it.
You know,
I love it. Yeah. I try not to spend a lot of money on clothes for stage because I'm going to try to only wear them once.
Yeah. And that's the thing. My husband, he gets always on me. He's like, you're buying so many clothes and you're not getting rid of anything.
Right.
And there's no room in my closet. And I'm like, well, I can't wear the same thing a million times on stage. Like I'm constantly having my picture took and posted and like meeting all these people. Like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
That might sound crazy, but I just, I wear the same thing a couple times, but you know, more than 3 times. I'm like, well,
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll repurpose something and try to put different shoes.
Yeah. Or do different pants or like a jacket over it. Yeah. Exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yes. What do you like to wear on stage at your shows?
I really like matching 2-piece sets.
Okay.
I do a lot of graphic tees and
like
a lot of
cheapy set, meaning a jacket and pants,
yeah.
or okay.
Well, or like sometimes I'll do a halter and pants, or just like any kind of 2-piece, and then I do vintage tees and then Wrangler button ups.
Okay.
Like the vintage ones, like the actually old ones.
Yes. I don't like to show my arms on stage. So I always wear a long sleeve shirt because I don't have terrible arms, but I know that I'm going to get caught in a picture where I'm going for a clap.
You're going to have the wobble?
Yeah, it's going to be bad. And then it will ruin my month because I'm so critical of myself.
I just say hell with it. No, I don't care.
You don't care?
No.
Oh, I
probably should care more, but I just...
Well, you look amazing, and you don't have that thing. I do.
Yes, I do. It's my tattoos. You just can't see it because my tattoos.
I have such muscular legs and not muscular arms.
Oh, I got calves. I think it's from all those years of clogging.
We're going to clog together at the end.
All right.
You're going to teach me a little move. I'm doing it in my high heels.
I have to move the rug back, but I think we can do it.
Yeah, because we got to make a noise.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll fold the rug back.
Okay.
I want to clog like the Opry people clog.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The traditional cloggers. So we did that, but we also were in like a more contemporary. We went to like championships twice. We would do traditional, but we would also do contemporary where it was like a mixture of like dance and clogging into like Fergie or like Black Eyed Peas, something.
I love that.
Something like that. But we would also do the traditional stuff too. So kind of a mixture of both. Yeah.
Do you like horses?
I love horses. I've never had any.
I just recently got land and horses, so you need to come down and ride, you and Lori.
Oh.
That would be a great day.
Oh, I'm so down.
When it warms up a little bit, we'll go on a big trail ride.
I love that. We always had a big trail ride in my hometown every year, so
I love it.
Makes me miss it.
What do you want everybody to know about you? What do you want everybody to buy? What do you want everybody to do for you for your career?
Well, I mean, I think the best thing you can do for an artist is just support them. And I don't mean monetarily or, but just come out to the show, buy the ticket, even comment, share on socials right now is important. Like there's so many things you could do to support your favorite artists, and it does not mean you have to go out and spend $1 million on merch or whatever, which we love it if you do.
Yeah.
But there's so many things you can do. Like I tell people, even if it's just a millisecond of your time to click like or share, it's good enough for me.
Yes.
And if you want to stream me, even better on Spotify, Apple, iTunes, whatever you listen to.
I always tell people to go to iTunes and buy the song.
Are people still doing that?
I tell people to all the time.
Oh, do that, please.
Absolutely. Because, why not? And you can stream it.
Right.
Like, just do it all, but support the artist. Yeah. Because people don't realize how hard it is.
Oh, yeah.
In this day and age.
And even, a nice comment every now and then in the sea of hate comments that are often, out there.
Yes.
It's nice to know that somebody out there is kind of saying, cheering you on in your corner, that you can, have a little smile throughout your day, which, sometimes shitty, sometimes great. You never know. So,
so do you have a current record out?
Yes. Just came out in November, I think.
Okay. And what's it called?
Sick of Me.
Sick of Me. Mm-hmm. Is it Sick of Me?
Sick of Me. Sorry, it's my accent. Okay. Sick of Me. Yes.
Wanted to make sure.
And that's the title track. So.
Okay. Everybody go. I don't know which camera's on. Everybody go buy Sick of Me and buy it on iTunes.
Sure.
Don't just stream it.
We also have CDs and vinyls on my website.
I love that. I love that.
It's my first vinyl. I've never had one before. So
aren't they
really
fun?
Cool. Yeah.
And they sound amazing. I love hearing my records on vinyl.
And there's actually one song that has a little Easter egg in it. If you listen back, that is not on the CD or on streaming platforms. It's only on the vinyl. So
what do you mean? What's an Easter egg?
It's like a little something that wasn't in the song when we released it. And I don't know if I can say it on the camera or not because it is a bad word.
You can say anything you want.
It says in a spot, and we start laughing when it says it in a spot where it definitely should not be. And we just thought it was funny, so we slapped it on there.
On the vinyl.
On the vinyl only. Nothing else.
Okay, well, people have to get it just for that.
Yeah.
Just for that.
It's pretty neat if you catch it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that you're going to make it big. I have a sense of knowing. I feel like I'm a little bit clairvoyant. I swear. I know that's weird.
No, I don't think it's weird at all.
It's in a Christian way. I feel like I'm not a, what are they?
You don't have the poles that cross and say, "Do you believe in this?"
Correct. Or the cards or the
tarot
cards.
Tarot.
Yeah, tarot cards.
Yes.
I don't have that. I don't do the palm reading, nothing like that. It's from the Holy Spirit. But I feel like I know a lot of things before they happen, and my family will attest to this. And I feel like you're going to make it really, really, really big.
Well, I hope you are right.
You're beautiful. Your voice is great. You've got
Thank you.
All the natural talent. And you are also an incredibly hard worker. I can tell that just from listening to you. Do you have a room set up in your house to do TikToks?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it's my hat room / boot room. And then I have my vanity in there and everything. So I wear a different color hat every time I'm on stage, and then I match the boots.
How many hats do you have?
It's
Where do you get them?
Everywhere. We'll stop on the road at like Western stores and everything and go in and shop. But I probably have upwards of 30, 40 hats, and then at least that many boots. So there's a whole room in my house dedicated to hats and boots and my vanity.
Okay.
It is just too intense.
That's a great place to shoot your TikToks.
Yeah.
Because you can see all the hats
in the background. Yeah.
So do you have them fitted after you buy them?
Sometimes I get a lot of custom hats made. So they do the thing where they put the thing around your head and make you hold really still. But sometimes I do. Sometimes I get them reshaped. It just depends. Okay. But sometimes, yeah.
I've never been a big cowboy hat wearer. But since Yellowstone, I'm going to be.
I think you should be.
Maybe
you
not
look great
stage,
in a hat. I just saw you in one earlier.
Thank you. Well, I wore one because I thought Clint Black would show up in his big black hat. And he showed up in a baseball cap. So I was the fool.
Man. I thought you looked great.
Thank
I loved
you.
It. You should wear that on stage.
I'm going to use that outfit. In fact, I get all my clothes at Free People.
I love Free People.
God.
Can I afford Free People? Not really.
No. I always ask for it for any gifts. Give me a Free People card.
That's smart.
Any gifts. I want Free People cards. But yes, I get almost all of my clothes from there. But I don't go with the big, like, $500 coat.
They are awesome, though. The $500 coats that I have in there. Yeah.
They are awesome.
I was just in Green Hills the other day and looking at one. I was like, oh, I'm going to get this. And I picked it up and I said, it's ugly anyway.
They're overpriced. Every now and then they'll have something really great that's a really great price.
Yeah.
But they are expensive. Yeah. But for some reason, everything they have works for me. Everything. Their sweats.
Well, it's easy then. Yeah.
So it's just what I do. Do you want kids?
No.
You don't want kids?
No.
You just want to focus
I might get a dog one day.
Yeah.
Can't really right now because we're on the road so much, but.
I recommend a half poodle because they don't shed. Any dog, half poodle.
Do they make Chihuahuas half poodle?
They make any dog half poodle, but they don't shed.
What? What does a Chihuahua poodle look like?
I don't know. But all you have to do is breed a Chihuahua and a poodle. It would be a Chapoopoo.
A Chapoodle. I feel like that's what people call Chipotle half the time. Chapoodle.
We have a Maltipoo and a miniature
cute
golden doodle, and she's beautiful, but I have a problem. Everything I order online is too small. I went to the wrong website. I wanted this big, huge golden doodle or labradoodle, and I always fail. And so she showed up really small, and she's only this big.
You ordered it?
Yeah, I ordered it. I went to a website, a kennel, who breeds them. And
I don't even think I knew you could order a dog offline. I guess, why can't you?
Oh yeah, they'll fly it to you.
What?
Yeah. And her name's Gypsy, and she is a failure of a dog. Partly because when we got her, my son accidentally threw a wallet and hit her in the face.
Oh.
So she has PTSD.
She's scared
for life.
Yeah.
But I really want, both of the dogs are really old, and so we're dreading that like beyond belief. My next dog will be just one dog, and it'll be a huge Labradoodle. Okay?
Because they're hypoallergenic. Are they hypoallergenic?
Yeah, you're not allergic to them, and they don't shed. I could not take a shedding dog?
No, I mean, my mom, she still has my dogs back home in Kentucky from a long time ago, and they both shed so bad. Got a little Chihuahua named Daisy and a big old mutt named Polly, and they both came to us out of the blue. They left her on our doorstep. The other one was people were just giving her away, so I was like, okay,
Right.
so we have 2
That she takes care of.
yeah, but over her dead body would she ever let me take either of the dogs.
Right.
So,
She loves them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I beg my children every day to take our dogs because you get them when the kids are little and you forget that they're going to move out and you're going to be stuck
so
with
they're
the dogs.
super old.
They're very
super old.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're like 15 and 14.
Our Chihuahua's 13.
Yeah.
I think the other one's 8. So
Especially our dog Roman the Maltipoo. He's like an old British man in a suit. And he's very snobby. And when he goes, that will be very hard. But
I can't think about it. It makes me sad.
what's the name of your album again?
Sick of Me.
Sick of Me. Everybody get it. I can't wait to listen to it. To be honest, I try to listen to the music before the episodes, but this is our first one back since holiday. And I have been so busy, even though I've
really?
been off.
That's good, though.
It has been good.
I like being busy.
I like being busy
Yeah.
too. I really do. Mostly it's like kids and, family being here, and I've been cooking a ton. Do you like to cook?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your dish?
Recently I've been making this sushi bake that I really enjoy.
That sounds horrible.
Crab soup. Yeah. You don't like sushi?
I mean, I'll eat it if we go to a good sushi restaurant. Like that famous one. What is it? Nobu. I'll eat that. Or Oku here in town.
Oh, yeah. Love Oku.
They're great.
Virago. One of my favorites.
Would never, Virago's good. I would never, ever go to a grocery store and buy sushi.
I eat gas station sushi.
I don't know.
I don't care.
It's just not what I'm wanting. Like, I will eat it if I have to. But
You'd rather have the Casey's pizza.
Casey's Pizza for sure. And then I cook like country food.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can make a mean chicken pot pie.
Awesome.
My mom, we grew up on a farm, obviously, so we canned everything. So,
Yes.
we canned corn and beans and peppers and beets and, everything.
Yes.
So, I'll use that. My mom, half the time, she'll bring me, a big box of mason jars full of whatever. So I'll cook that at home all the time. Yeah.
That is awesome. My mom never can because she was always farming.
Yeah.
Like she wasn't the wife that stayed inside while the men farmed. She farmed.
Well, there were 4 girls, and then I was the only girl cousin, really. So there was 5 of us women that kind of, when the men went out to do whatever, we'd break beans and,
Right.
all the good stuff.
I love it. I love it. I really want to have a farm house before I have grandchildren.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah, because I want my grandchildren to only know me as like country granny.
You gonna make them make granny or meemaw or mamaw or?
Well, my dad's mom was Grandma Evans. My mom's mom was Granny and Papa. And she was my soulmate. And the person that loved me the most out of anybody in my life.
I was a big Nana's girl myself.
Were you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The biggest.
God, we have
Yeah.
so much in common. Yeah. I mean, and I
my
miss her
mom's
every
mom.
day.
Yeah.
So I want to be just like her. And I am like her.
I love
She was a
that.
servant to her family, and I am too. Yeah. And
That's awesome. That's
all I
good
care
quality
about.
to have in a person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially mom.
Wonderful talking to you.
You
This
too.
hour flew by.
Has it been an hour already? Oh my gosh.
I think so. They just put a 10-minute sign up like 20 minutes ago. We
Nailed
did
it.
good. We did good. We
All
had a
right.
long conversation. Thank you.
Well, thank you
It was
for having me.
wonderful
Appreciate
meeting
it.
you. Yeah.
And now we have so much in common.
we have so much
What are
going
we
on.
gonna
And we
do?
have Lori.
Oh, and we have that.
And we
Can't
have
forget
Lori.
that.
So we're going to be doing some crazy things with Lori.
Horses,
Horses,
shopping,
shopping,
all kinds of good stuff.
mountains.
Yeah.
all
I'm
of
in.
it. The beach.
Say the word.
Okay. Word.